friends, my sisters, is a very exciting day because as we have gone on this journey to get you clients in 60 days, it's been a journey of discovering for some of you, rediscovering for others of you, and really just uncovering for a lot more of you. And, the beauty in all of those experiences is that you're getting equipped knowing one thing that you may already have a lot of what you need to get started. Like my husband would always say, he's like, Chantal, you have everything you need to be successful. You just have to mix the pot. And I was like, oh, it took me a couple years to figure out what he was saying. He wasn't just talking about going in the kitchen. He was actually talking about utilizing all of the skills that I've acquired over the years, all of the, lessons that I've learned, mistakes that I've made, and using that to my good. The Bible says that all things work together for our good. So if you have been sitting on your gifts, if you have been trying to figure, what your next is beyond corporate America, I want you to know that by you showing up for yourself in this way, it's a good indication that you are closer to achieving your dreams than you think. So we are here on the Authors on the Move Mastermind experience, and many of you have a unique opportunity to get an exclusive uh, invitation to what is normally a paid membership program. And I'm just fortunate to be able to, blessed rather, to be able to share this with you. So as we do for each of our sessions, we read our mastermind decree. And I love this mastermind decree because it's inspired by one of my good friends and coaches, Julian Gordon. And we just were able to really come up with something great. So let me go ahead and share my screen so that each of you can see it. And there will be times where I ask you to read the decree, but for now, I'll read it. So you should be able to see my screen in a second, and I think we're good. Okay, good. So I'm using Canva. I always tell you guys the free tools there will help you be able to bootstrap your way or to really scale your way without having to pay a lot of money for it. So we are here talking about our 60-day client challenge so that you can scale your business. It's not good enough to have a passion and not make any profit. And who are we? We are the Authors on the Move Mastermind. For authors, by authors, to make a difference with the message that you have been able to write down in your book or will soon write down in a published book. So we believe that in this room is the power to change the world. In me is the power to change the world. If I'm going to change the world, I need a world of change in me. Change comes naturally, but it can also come intentionally. And through the power of goal setting and community, we can achieve anything we put our minds to. Everything is possible to the extent I believe it is. I want to dream with eyes wide awake as much as I do asleep. And through focused action, we can do it 30 days, 1 month at a time. You guys agree? Let me see your hands in the air. If you're able to get on video, let me see your hands in the air to let me know that you agree. So actually, let's get right into it. So remember I shared with you that we are on this journey. And in this journey, we are focused on 3 C's to actually getting clients. The 3 C's that we're focused on over the next 60 days, Sandra, is the first C is collect. Secondly, convert. Third C is to close. I believe that, first of all, there should be no such thing as a broke author. You have too many great people who want you to teach them what you know. There's such a wide market, even though you may see like, oh, everybody's a coach or everybody's an instructor or everyone's a trainer or speaker. The reality is that God only made one you. God only made one you, Charmaine, and your story and your gifts, Susan, will make you stand out in the marketplace. And so I want you to begin to understand that not only will your gifts make room for you, but when God makes those rooms for you, He's going to bring people to fill them up. Okay. And so I like to think of the three C's, Teresa, as really that special sauce that's going to allow you to not no longer be an amateur. You know, I was so frustrated when I was building my business 7 years ago. It's been I'm going on my 7th year anniversary, and I was just like, why am I struggling? I see these people online, marketing, and they seem like they have everything together and they have the results to prove it. And I just wondered, like, what are they doing that I'm not doing? I have my Facebook page, got Instagram. Well, back then there was no Instagram, but I got YouTube, and I know a little bit about email, but there's something they're doing that's causing them to win, and I'm floundering. And I promise you, it took me about 5 years before I realized that yes, I have all of these tools. I have PayPal, I have, Kajabi, I have all of these tools, but they're not singing together harmoniously. And so today I want to talk to you about getting in front of your audience in a way that they will know that you have the answer to the question that they're asking, that you are the solution to the problem that they're trying to solve. And I like to think, and I want you to think of yourself as the bee, as Queen Bee. This is you and this is me. We are the bees. And just like a normal bee, we have things that we contribute to the world. Bees may be annoying, especially to some of you who have allergies. And if you get one bee sting, it could be very dangerous. But bees are essential because they help pollinate other plants that give off food for the whole life cycle to, be successful. And so as you know, much as people love or not love bees so much, they have a great contribution to make to the world. So I use that analogy because not everyone is for you. As a bee, you have to be so secure in your contribution that it doesn't matter if someone, your family supports your vision. It doesn't matter if your friends like your post on Facebook. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you are contributing your gifts, your skills, your talents to the world. And those people who you are meant to bless will receive it. Clear. Hope it's clear. So, having said that, one thing that a bee must do to attract the right circle of influencers and being an influencer is that they must produce honey. The reason why we love bees is that they produce honey and they also pollinate. So, let's talk about the honey that the bee produces. If you are a bee, queen bee, I'm curious to know what type of honey you have to offer. And this is where I open up the line for you to tell me what's your honey. Joanne, what is your honey? Cheryl, what's your honey? Quill, what honey do you have? Let me know. Open up the lines. Don't all talk at once. Inay, what honey do you have up there in the UK? Oh, I can't hear you. All right. So while Ine is getting her mic ready, anyone else want to share some honey with me? Joanne, I see you unmuted.
Excuse me. Well, thank you for having me here today. First of all, greetings, everyone. Honey, as in what I have to offer.
Yes.
I'm currently into nutrition, and so I have products. I'm also a coach, so I offer support. My honey is support.
Awesome. So thank you. She has a lot of honey in her honey pot. Great. So you do have honey to offer. And there are some of you who may have similar honey as Joanne, but your honey is always unique because of the story that's tied to your honey. And so in ATM and Authors on the Move, we always make it a point to help you be very certain about your distinction in the marketplace, because the same honey that Joanne produces is not going to be the same honey that you produces, because your experiences, the pepper that you put on your honey, right? Because of some of the things that you've gone through, the extra sugar that you may put in your honey because of the skills that you've learned over the years, that's going to be the difference maker. So it's a fact that each of us has honey. Each of us has honey, but not all of us have the ability to attract our fellow beekeepers to our honey. Why is that? It's because you don't have all of the tools that are required to make your ideal customer want to receive the honey that you have to sell. And baby, if there is no honey, there is no money. And so each of you has the potential to get the money because we've already established the fact that you have the honey. So let's talk about what it takes to get your ideal customer, Cheryl, to get in front of your honey and want to taste it and also eat it, indulge in it. I mean, get more of it, get more of that sweet honey without, of course, being diabetic. Of course, we don't want any diabetes, but they want the honey. So these are the different types of honey when it comes to exposing your business online. You show up giving out this honey. Honey comes in the form of free guides, free reports, ebooks, free trials, checklists, and cheat sheets. Some of you may have some honey in the form of a short mini course that's just a little appetizer to the main course. These are the types of honey. So I want you, if you guys could just, if one of you could open up your mic and tell me which of these dips of honey you currently have. And if no one answers, I'm going to assume nobody has any honey.
That's right. Mhm.
Yes, this is a group assignment. Teresa, did I hear from you? Oh, Angela, yes, go ahead.
I have an ebook, a free ebook,
Excellent. A free ebook. Great. Teresa?
and and a free checklist from turning pain into power. 7 steps from turning pain into power and grief into peace.
Oh, I like that. How long is your that checklist?
Um,
How many
I think
pages?
I think it's about 2 pages.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, go ahead, Teresa. Thank you so much, Angela.
Actually, it's a free ebook too. It's a small portion of the larger book, but then in that free ebook, it gives some tips, and I guess you would want to call that a checklist as well.
Hmm. Awesome. All right. So they just gave you, Teresa as well as Angela, just gave you two examples of the honey that they offer. I love it. Those are excellent examples. And because the majority of you are authors, I want you to know that you're not starting from scratch. You have some honey, you have an ebook, or you have an existing book that you can turn into an ebook, or you have an existing book that you can turn into a free guide, or so I want you to know that you're not starting from scratch. Your book is always your foundation. I cannot emphasize that enough, because everything else that comes from you will be built as a result of you having written your book. So we have the honey, and we know that we are the bees. So my question to you is your honey located on your website? And you could just raise your hand. I can do a visual scan and check. Okay. Teresa said no. Angela said yes. Who else? Raise your hand if your honey is on your website. Hello, Sifo. Good to see you all the way from South Africa. All right. All right. So we have, most people have their honey on their website. Well, breaking news, this is not the ideal location for your honey. And the reason why is because your website is like a store, a very expensive store that no one wants to shop at. Yes, they may come and they may check and look. They may look at the tags. They may see and check the quality. They're like, oh my gosh, the store is so amazing. I just wish I could afford it, right? And they leave. I used to go to American University, and Georgetown was very close by. And I would go into the stores and I would do the same thing. I would go into Brooks Brothers, like, man, I wish I could afford that nice, lady suit, I call it. That was like $800, and I couldn't afford it. So I would just go and check and just dream, and then I would leave. Well, that's because I wasn't their ideal customer, number one. And number two, for them, they weren't necessarily marketing to me, but I just happened to be in this area. And so I was a person who went into the store. Similarly, when you are doing marketing online, your goal is not to market to everyone. In fact, that gets very tiring because you're getting the semblance of success. Maybe you're getting the likes and the hearts, and people sharing, maybe one or two people sharing, but that doesn't lead to results. Success is not the same thing. The semblance of success is not the same thing as results. We don't want to be number one influencers on Twitter and still broke. There are a lot of influencers that are really broke. And if you look at some of the people that you admire, privately, maybe like your coaches who have achieved a certain level of success, and you may ask them, but I don't see her on Facebook, or I don't see him on Facebook, but they're busy getting results while other people are just window dressing, looking like they appear to have results. And so I don't want you to be caught up in that trap. So don't locate your honey exclusively on your website. In fact, some of you who may not even have a website, but you need an online presence to bring people in the door, don't even get a website to start. This is where your honey should be located. A landing page. A landing page. A landing page, the difference between a landing page and a website is not only are people looking, but people are actually taking action or being encouraged to take an action. So a landing page is not strange to you. A lead capture page, I use that interchangeably. A lead capture page is not strange to you. Each of you have experienced it on a certain level. Whether you went to collect someone else's honey by downloading a checklist, by getting a free guide, by subscribing to a newsletter, that was their honey bringing you in. And their honey was located on a landing page. And so if you do not have a landing page, a lead capture system, then you are missing out on 90% of your sales. Money wasted. So all of the social media posts you're doing, the live streams that you're doing on Facebook, it's not going to work, and you're going to get tired and burnt out. And I say that with so much compassion because I was like that. Like, I didn't know anything about a capture page. I didn't know anything about bringing people in. I thought, oh, I'm going to put up a whole bunch of posts and motivate people, and then I'm going to ask them to buy on Friday. Like, it just doesn't work. How many of you have been there before? Like, let me know that I'm not alone, right? Because I was just like, I'm doing everything that I see people doing, but it's just not working. And I was confused, and I got burnt out really quickly. So, and the missing sauce was not having a lead capture system, a landing page. And so I want to show you some examples of what I mean. No, I want to show you examples first, but let me talk more about the landing page. So once a person gets on your landing page, then they're required and inspired to take a certain action. I'll tell you, people will filter out very quickly because your landing page is going to be designed in such a way that they see exactly what you have to offer, and you're only offering one thing. A website can get people very overwhelmed in some cases, and get people very distracted because you have multiple pages that you're giving them information on. But a landing page is just one long, or it could be short, one long page with one offer. And on that landing page, you're going to collect, remember, we're in our first C, collecting people's information. And this is the information you're going to get. You're going to ask for their email address. You're going to ask for their phone number. You're even going to ask questions that would help you to understand who they are a little bit better. This critical information will allow you to begin to scale your business. It's not enough to just post and ghost. The money is in your list. There are companies that work exclusively as data collection organizations like Facebook. The reason why it's a $1 billion company is because they collect over 50,000 data points on one individual. 50,000. There's a Netflix documentary that talks about data collection when it comes to Facebook and other social media channels. And he said for one person, for one of us, they got up to 50,000 points of data. They know what type of hair we had last week. They know who we were in a relationship with last month. They know who our children are, how old they are. They know almost everything about us. And that's why we could be participating in a platform like Facebook, for example, and we get so much benefits from it. We can sell, we can go live, but we don't have to pay. It's because they're making money by selling our information to companies who wanted them market to us because they know how to speak our language. They know how to put up ads that will resonate with us, right? So I want you to see yourself now no longer as consumers, but now you have an opportunity to be a producer of that. You don't have to be a victim of it, right? Because we're like unknowledgeable victims of it. We can be producers because later on, when we talk about in the 60-day client challenge, when we talk about converting this information, converting these leads, and then closing them into sales, you're going to see the benefit of these 3 points of data, right? But you need, once again, a way to collect it. So once you have this information, let me just give you a preview of some of the benefits that can happen from that. You'll be able to sell your products. You'll be able to sell your services. So when a person downloads a 30-day guide, for example, you're going to have the ability to email them on a regular basis like, hey, you can even use their name because you collected their first and last name. Hey, Angela, I'm so happy that you were able to download this training. I'm your girl. I'm going to be with you on the next 30 days, making sure that you have everything you need to be successful. And they feel connected to you because you're nurturing them. You're checking in on them. Hey, I see that you didn't finish, day 2. Are you stuck? Do you want to schedule a free clarity call with me? I have my calendar open. Here's the link, right? You're building this relationship. So now people are beginning to like you. They're beginning to know you. They're beginning to trust you. And now they want to buy from you because they feel like they've been talking to you the whole time. Like my coach, she's so funny because every time she does a video, I feel like she's talking to me one-on-one. You guys probably know Lisa. I feel like she's connecting with me one-on-one. And the reason why I feel that way is because she has already inculcated this conversational tone in every other marketing tool that she uses, primarily email marketing and then video. And you can embed your videos inside of your emails so that people not only read what you have to say, but they can connect with you visually as well. You guys getting this? Is this helpful? Excellent, excellent. And also your coaches. There should not be a broke coach. The fact that you got into this industry means that there's value in your message. And so you only have to get in front of the right people and shake that honey, and they will be able to say, yes, I need some of that. You are exactly what I need. And man, the game changes. All you got to do is get those 2 clients. Some of you know what I mean. Like when you get that 1 or 2 people, I always say, I'm defaulted to say people, but my husband, he's Trinidadian and they were educated in a British system. So for the last 7 years, I've been fighting this thing where he uses persons as the plural instead of people. I'm like, Ine. Yes, he's been indoctrinated, my friend. I like to pick on her. So yeah, but you get in front of the right people, man, and once you get those two, then you realize like, wow, I can really be successful in this. Um, so good. Let me show you some examples of what I mean. All right. So since we were talking about my coach, I'm going to use her as an example. I'll use me as an example, then I'll use her as an example. So new share. All right. Desktop. Okay. All right. So here's an example. Yes, I will answer your question, Celestine. And thank you for your feedback as well. Um, okay, good. Yep. So, Girl Share Your Story was an event that we did in December last year, and it was a free event. And of course, it had myself, Mwale, as well as Lisa and Doreen Rainey. So it was a very fun event. But this was the landing page that we used. It's a very simple page. It took our team probably like 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours to create because there's a lot of text in it. But it really gives people an opportunity to see the offer in different ways. So we have like 4 different sections on here that's basically seeing the same thing in a different way because you have audiences that will consume the information, better if it's on bullet points, real quick, digestible, if it's in paragraph form. So you want to be able to position your landing page so that it is digestible to those who are different members of the audience. Not sure
Are
who's
you
on.
sharing it?
Oh, you guys can't see it? Can you see it?
We can't see it.
Oh, see, I was just listening
We're
to
not
this.
able to see your page.
Right. Thank you. Oops. Okay. Here we go. Let's start from the top.
Yes.
You can see it now, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is a very simple page. As I mentioned, it gives you the ability to collect information. So when they click this button, it'll take them to a form at the bottom. Let me see if I click it. Yep. So this is the lead capture system. Now, many of your capture pages won't necessarily have all of these questions because you're not doing an event, but if you are, you may want to consider having a template like this. But this information was so critical, not just because I wanted them to come to the event, but Lashana, after the event, I wanted to be able to offer them in a dignified way what it is that I had to offer, my products, right? So one of the questions that I asked was so critical because it allowed me to know who I was speaking to and what type of support they would have needed from me. So in this question, at the event, if you could work with Mwale and Chantel and Lisa to turn your story into a book, how much would you be willing to invest? And 4 different options. And depending on how they responded, I would be able to nurture them in that way. So if someone only said that they didn't have any money to invest, then I wouldn't put them inside of my email sequence, for example, that gave them the value of a product that was out of their budget. I would instead give them more free offers and then give them a free clarity call, Lashana, so that maybe during that call we could figure out how they could, budget to make their desires come alive, right? And from this one funnel, from this one landing page, brought in $12,000 within 24 hours of the event. And I'll tell you, this is something that I had no idea would work. I was scared out of my mind to do an event because I'm that girl for my whole life. I've always never like planned a birthday party because I was like, I don't know if anybody's gonna show up. Like, I don't I don't want anybody to like ghost me on my birthday, on my big day. So I never planned a birthday party for myself. And similarly, I never planned events because I just felt the same way. So, but this was our first virtual event, and it literally paid for itself. And that's the type of cash flow that you're looking at. But it gets better because this boss of a woman, she gave me that strategy, right? I was looking at other people do it, but she really pushed me over the edge to do it for myself. And she's like, Chantel, look at my funnel and model it right after mine. And that's exactly what I did. And y'all, I paid her a lot of money as my coach to get that information. And y'all don't have to pay that money. I'm giving it to you right now for free because I want you to win. I want you to succeed. So model my funnel, right? It'll be up for a little while longer, girlshareyourstory.com. Go ahead and look at that funnel, look at that capture page and design yours just like it. It works. Design yours just like Lisa's. It works, right? And so and her thing was so inspiring. I'm like, well, I don't have any other choice but to make one like hers, or make a landing page that will lead people to an action, because she told me that every year, and she doesn't mind me disclosing this with you either, that every year this funnel brings in well over $100,000, and she doesn't ever have to do anything to it, Teresa. She never has to go in and uh, rewrite emails. She never has to go in and do anything related to her funnel, because once the beauty of it, Angela, is that once you do it right the first time, you don't have to do it again. The only thing that you would consider doing perhaps is some maintenance every year, right? But this content is evergreen. So usually she sees an uptick with people subscribing to this funnel and raising their hand and say, yes, for 28 days, I want to get results, because people are looking to do that more in the beginning part of the year, but all throughout 12 months, uh, Stephanie, she's getting leads in her lead capture system. Okay. And they are buying that small offer, just $28. And she never has to talk to them if she doesn't want to. Same thing with my funnel. I did not have to sell. I didn't have to hop on not one strategy call, not one clarity call in order for people to convert to sales that brought in that $12,000 payday. Make sense? So I get excited, I get passionate. I don't even have any water to wet my little whistle, but I'm glad y'all get it. I'm glad you get it. So let me go to the chat. I love the feedback that I'm getting. Marie said, yes, websites are window shopping. Yes, forget the websites this year. Y'all, if you have a website, good, no problem, keep it, right? Because, let's say a journalist wants to reach out to you, like we talked about in a couple trainings ago. They do want to see that you have a presence online. No problem. Keep your website, but don't focus on it. The money is in your list. And how do you get a list as a honeybee, like we spoke about? Is that you have to have a lead capture page. So based on what I shared, who here actually wants to get a lead capture page, and you think, like, you understand that you can't really do serious business? You can do business, but not serious business without it. Let me just see by show of hands. Angela, Lashana, excellent. Teresa, Sipo, I just love your smile. She's like, yes, I need it. Angela, yeah, because it works. And so good news is that when we designed our lead capture page system, Quill, we were scared. I mean, we were so used to stringing things together like a broke down boy band that we were like, I don't want to invest like $200 a month in getting another software because I'm using PayPal and I'm using well, we were using so many different things. Get response, I'm using this, I'm using that. And it was frustrating and we weren't growing. But the minute we started using this, not the minute, it took about a year before we started using it to its full potential. And that's when we were able to grow our business by 300%. And as a result, we were named the small business, we received rather the Small Business of the Year award from a company called Keep, formerly called Infusionsoft. And so because of that, they were like, oh my goodness, like, you guys have seen results with our system. Not only did you win the award, that's separate, but would you consider actually being a partner in helping us spread the good news about our software? And I'm like, yeah, of course. What does it take? Well, I had to go back to school and I had to get certified in all things landing pages. So even though I got a degree in other stuff, now I have a degree in landing pages and lead capture systems. And so because I'm a certified partner, I get access to a special package that you will not find online or on their website. I don't even get it. Like personally, as a customer, I pay $178 a month to use all of what Keep has to offer, which is the email system, the ability to send invoices, to have multiple products. We have about 6 different products, and each of them has a special link where we could just send customers to that link and they can go ahead and buy on their own. So there's so many features. And we pay almost $200 a month for it. But because I'm a partner now, anyone who gets this software is able to get it for less than $80, which is great. And you won't find it anywhere else. So I'm going to put the link in the chat for those of you who actually want to start building your lead capture pages and your funnel so you can convert to sales. And you can take it or you can respectfully decline. It's all good. But I know that you will not be able to successfully scale your business if you don't have some type of system in place. And this just happens to be the one that has helped us get the results. So, any questions? I love it. Joanne's like, I'm in. Yeah. Any questions?
Was that $80 or $80 a month?
It's actually $70, $69, $30 when you go to the link. And then after, so that's for 5 months. And then after the 5 months, it will be $99 a month, which is still half of what I pay. So yeah. So go ahead and let me know if you have any questions. Oh, but before you ask your questions, Ashley, you're welcome. She's like, that is great. It really is. Before you start, I actually want to give you a bonus as well for those of you who are seeing this as value and you know that it's a game changer. I am going to allow you to have a kickstart with us. So when I don't want to go too high level, but basically when I talk about having a way to nurture your leads that come in, so people who give you their email address, their phone numbers, and nurture them through an email campaign, well, that means that you have to develop email content for them. And that in and of itself can be a little taxing. But for those of you who actually get started today, I'm going to allow our programmer who does the emails for us to just give you a campaign that's already built in. You just have to tweak it with information that's unique to you, right? With your clients' names, etc. But we're going to give that to you. We're going to give you that nurturing campaign so that as you begin to advertise on Facebook, on Instagram, people will come in, download whatever ebook you have or whatever guide you have, and they'll feel like you're loving on them for a 30-day period, right? That's to help you get started. And that will give you the incentive too, to now you have a place for people to land. You have that honey pot where they can take their spoon and eat, right? So you know that when you post, go to my website. And Stephanie, I love this because we had an hour strategy session. That's my girl. She's like, I need to, I know I need to be doing this, but I need a place for the people to go. So I broke it down to her, very specifically to Stephanie, about how to do it unique to her business. But I want you to know that nurture sequence is applicable to everyone's business because people want to know that you love them, that you care about them, and you're not just trying to sell them on your products, because we're here to serve, right? We're servant leaders. And so you'll get that once you get started with your Keep system. So any questions? I've spoken enough. Stephanie's like, yes, I'm a honeybee. You are a honeybee. So start giving out your honey, not that honey, unless you got a husband.
May I share a win since our session?
Yes, please share your win.
Okay, so even though my pot has some honey in it, and from that conversation, I can't remember when we talked, but I put out a challenge of the 28 days of Tabitha Brown, 28 days. Tabitha Brown, I tried the 28 days plant-based eating. This coming weekend, I'm getting organic leads, and people like, are you plant-based eating? I'm like, no. It was to capture people, see what people need, keep me honest as the now strategist, in action. And this weekend, I will be cooking virtually with Tabitha Brown. I haven't,
Huge.
I, I haven't advertised it yet. It won't be exclusive. I'll be a part of the group, but still, it's exposure. So I just haven't announced it. I'm going to announce it tomorrow as a part of the Hump Day Wisdom Wednesday. So I just had to put my head around how to put it out there so people can see me as a contender, you know. And
Absolutely.
then, so I'm like, yeah, like happy birthday to me.
Yeah,
So
that's huge. I'm so excited for you, Stephanie. And to answer your question, if there are no written restrictions, and perhaps you want to talk to their team about it, but you could use, go in canva.com, and put a picture of you with Tabitha and tell the people that you are presenting on her stage. And as long as there are no legal ramifications for it, make sure you talk to the people. Then that's totally fine, because now you're leveraging influencers to build up your brand. Send them, but don't do it until you have your landing page in place, because you
yeah,
still be able to lead them to a free offer so they can get on your list, and eventually you can sell them on your product or service.
yeah. So that was a head swim what you just said, but okay.
Y'all, no one told me to record this, but thankfully Facebook records it for me.
Yeah, yeah, that's okay.
Celestine, that's your job when you come on. You know that. Yeah.
So yeah, so that is that. I'm like elated to be in a space. Like I said, I'm not the only one, but this to even still be among the space.
Yeah, that's
It just
momentum.
in its manifestation, that because I wasn't looking, it came to me.
You were in action. Yeah. And that was right.
Yes,
That was a week after our call when you got the strategy. Focus on your avatar,
on.
focus
Hmm.
on particular, plan out your content calendar, and focus on a particular topic per quarter. Excellent.
Yeah, yeah. So, yay.
Okay, great. All right. Angela, you're up next.
Now I have the question. Now, will your person help us build the landing page, or we need to still find somebody to do that?
Yes, so we can help you do that. We have an in-house landing page builder, and also they have free templates. So if you want our help, we'll be able to give that to you, but you can absolutely do it yourself as well. And I should mention, Keep has a very great support system as well. You feel like you hired a person to your team because they're really good. So if you have any questions while you're building it, they'll be more than able to spend as long as you want them to on the phone, not doing it for you, but doing it with you.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So actually, I have been Infusionsoft for many years. I have some campaign built. So the landing page. Can you build it from the from Infusionsoft, the one so beautiful you build? You can build from the Infusionsoft inside. You don't need a third party. So are you going to teach us how to do it?
Yes. So what I will do, like I said, for this part of it, if you already have Infusionsoft, right? So in
Yes.
terms of instructing you on how to do it, I can't do that right now, but we can talk out on the back end. Is this Quill? Yes. Hi, Quill. We can talk on the back end in terms of what you're looking to do for your landing page. That way we can either help you find it in the back office or refer you to someone who can build it for you.
Okay. So just how do you contact? How do I get a code of you?
Yes, dear. So let me, I'll put my email address here. I'll put my direct email address. And you can send me an email. And I have yours
Yeah.
as well. So
Yeah. Thank you.
you're welcome. All right. So we are nearing the top of the hour. Charmaine, I'm so happy that you were able to listen in, and you have your landing page coming out. We had to do some tweaks to it. but you have yours coming out. Charmaine, y'all show Charmaine some love. She is like a parallelpreneur, and she's still making it happen. You see all the love in the audience. Look, you got to probably go to the gallery view so they can see it. And I know that's true of some of you as well. You're trying to work your passion-based business because you're filled with so much of a desire to want to serve, but do it the right way so that you won't burn out and figure like, oh, this is not meant for me to do. No, this is it. This is the secret sauce to get you in front of the right people. And the more consistent you are, the more you show up, the more they'll raise their hand and say, yes, you are who I need. All right. So have a wonderful rest of the week. I look forward to connecting with you next week as we plug away on our 60-day author challenge. I must say though, um, at the end of February, for most of you, your complimentary access will expire, but no worries, you'll have an opportunity to be a part of the Authors on the Move Mastermind program, should you so choose. And it's just $97 a month. And we do these laser focused thematic coaching sessions twice a month starting in March, and to really help you get results. So I look forward to serving you and continuing to show up for you as we grow together. Take care and God bless you. You're welcome.